Glass bottom boat ride, everybody. Get ready to have a blast. Let's rock and roll. Hey, Victoria. All right, here we go. I am. You see that recording button?
Look at how beautiful. Water because you can see the bubbles. It's really green, huh?
Lover's Cove is one of 9 marine life preservation areas across Catalina Island. Means all these animals here protected. Absolutely no fishing, no anchoring of boats. You're not even allowed to take a rock or a shell at Lover's Cove. And we just had a large school of opali storm the boat. Opali are the olive-colored fish with the white dot on their back. And they use that white dot as a false eye to confuse their predators. Although they're called opali because they have a bright blue, opalescent blue eye. We just had a cormorant storm across the road. It's a duck-like bird. It's its own species of bird. They're very good divers. They dive over 150 feet deep. There's even been reports of them diving 300 feet deep, which is pretty impressive for a tiny bird like that. And actually, the cormorants, they used to be pets of fishermen, and they would train them to capture large fish they couldn't swallow. They'd basically hang on to the fish, and they'd have a leash around their foot. Fishermen felt it tugging on the rope, pulled the cormorant back in with the fish. And these opali here, they mainly eat algae, but they will eat small crustaceans as well. We also have some half-moon under the boat. Half-moon are the blue fish with black dot behind its eye and white belly. And they're called called half moon because they have a crescent-shaped tail, half of a moon.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that one looks different. It's blue. That one looks blue. Looks different. Fins, look at there. There's a blue one right there. And look, see those spots? There's a spot in there. This is where the kids are.
That's right. We did snorkel here. I know.
There you go.
Whoa.
Right there.
They're touching the glass.
There's a blue one. Hey, there's a gold one. Orange fish. That was Nemo.
Another fish you might see down there is a senorita wrasse. It's kind of a small, slender fish. You might see it swimming from kelp to kelp, shaped just like a hot dog.
Hot
And
dog's
interesting
my favorite.
fact about the wrasse family group of fish, they're actually all born female. Once they get to a larger size, they'll go from female to male, depending on how many males are present. And these senorita wrasse are important for the kelp wars because they actually eat parasites on larger fish. So they're kind of like a cleaner fish in a way. I'm going to spin the boat and give you guys another perspective on a different angle of the light right here. 1 second. We also have a couple of Garibaldi around the boat, the bright orange fish. Looks like a giant goldfish, but it's actually part of the damsel family. And that's our California state fish, protected in all waters of California. You get up to a $1,500 fine if caught taking one. And they actually come in 2 color forms.
Oh, yeah,
The small juveniles are pretty shy, and they're actually red with bright blue dots. And then as they mature, they get the bright orange color. And with that orange, a little bit of attitude, they're actually known for nipping at snorkelers and divers. So if you're near a burrow of a Garibaldi, it's particularly where they get aggressive, especially during their spawning season. Males will seek out a den and decorate it with a specific kind of algae. The female will know, she'll basically go in and lay her eggs. If he doesn't chase her out right away, she'll actually turn around and eat her own eggs. So it's important that the males are aggressive during that time.
That's what he said.
That one was a little bit more, but not much. Almost got that one, but I said I wanted to go down.
And sometimes in these sand flats we see little stingrays, like the California round stingray. Sometimes we see a leopard shark or a smoothhound shark. And once in a blue moon we'll see a bat ray, which usually are more popular around the fall time. And California round stingrays, they're real popular in the summertime, especially around the 2-3 feet of water around the beaches. So the lifeguards here will tell you to do the stingray shuffle. Basically means move your feet around in the sand when you enter the water. The stingrays will know you're coming, they'll move out of the way. But there's been a number of stings, and that's due to just people stepping on them. They think they're getting eaten, and they freak out and end up stinging people. Oh, they're threatening, it'll just kind of ruin your day. So, if you're visiting the beaches, do the stingray shovel. And the batteries get about 300 pounds, so quite a bit of size difference from the size of a dinner plate with the California round stingrays. And we're just approaching Abalone Point.
There you go.
Just Rock Ridge on the corner of the road right here.
This is the first time I've been on something like this. I'm okay.
And it's kind of shaped like an abalone. An abalone is basically a big sea snail with a dome-shaped shell. Kind of resembles that to a degree. And they're once considered a delicacy here. We actually have all 7 species of abalone. Now they're strictly protected due to a lawn fertilizer chemical in the 1980s and 90s known as DDT. Basically did a number on the abalone, making them critically endangered. Caused them to get a bacterial infection on their mantle, basically their foot where they walk around. And long story short, they've been protected ever since. So now there's a fine of about anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 per abalone, so pretty steep fine. And you're allowed to collect them on the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge certain time of year, but here they're very strictly protected, although they're kind of in healthy numbers to a degree, depending on the species. If you were to go snorkeling and look under a rock, chances are you can see some abalone.
So these are called abalone.
And actually we had our bald eagle population eradicated off the island due to DDT. Basically, it didn't harm them directly, but it made it where they were unable to produce a hard shell. And that basically made them phase off the island. They had to be reintroduced by Fish and Wildlife. And thankfully they're in healthy numbers to this day. We have over 30 across the island, considered healthy. We actually saw one 2 days ago, so we had a couple around. Came down Lover's Cove and scooped up a fish. I'll keep my eyes open. If I see one, I'll let you guys know. And lots of water boats have been coming here for well over 100 years. We're kind of like the ice cream truck of Lover's Cove. The fish get a little treat, we give them a little fish pellets. They become tame over the decades. It's been preserved here since June 2nd, 1960. So I look around as I move the boat back and forth. It's kind of like a way of calling the fish. I like to think of it as the ice cream truck jingle. And the ice cream truck comes down the block. So these fish are giving me the stink eye. So go ahead and look over the sides of the boat on this one. Please no standing on the seat. Just kind of kneel over the side. And I'm going to try and get these fish to do a little dance for you guys. There is some swell, so please no standing on the seat. Just kneel over the side.
Oh, look, they're dumping on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at that.
Want to jump in?
Look at that.
When you feed some, they You see it? Here, Katie, over here, over here. You're cooking for food. They jumped up.
And most of these fish are known as the calico bass. Those are the ones with the checkerboard pattern marking. And they're a game fish here in Catalina. They get to about 14 pounds. And relatively long-lived fish. They live over 30 years. The ones we're looking at are about 18 inches, some a little smaller, some a little bigger. But once they get to the 18-inch mark, actually means that they're 10 years old. You can kind of guesstimate their age based around that length marker. And you'll see they vary in color, and they absolutely will change their color to blend into their surroundings over time where they're hanging out. Whether it be the kelp, the rocks, the sand, or different macroalgae species. They'll change their color to blend into their environment. That way they can ambush their prey. They're after sardines, anchovies, mackerel, topsmelt. In the wintertime, they're kind of a little more shy and docile. Metabolism slows down. In the summertime, as their metabolism speeds up, they get real aggressive. The other day I was fishing, of course, out of the NLPA. And I had one calico bass that's about half the size of my lure tackle. So they're pretty voracious.
Oh, that's so cool.
And some of the fishermen call them sugar bass because they have white sweet meat. Other fishermen say they grow slow, so let them go. Whatever your pig feed. That'll be 14 inches with a fishing license. And in the wintertime, when their metabolism is really slow, they're really keying in on the squid. The squid will come in by the millions and millions, literally. We have a huge commercial squid industry here in California, up and down our coast. Last year was one of the biggest years. They did over $82 million in squid. That's a lot of squid. And actually the market price was so low that they had to stop going out because it wasn't covering the cost of fuel. So that's how much squid we have here, and all the predators will basically key in on that. So our yellowtail, our white sea bass, our halibut, and our calico bass and sheephead, they will basically be eating that all winter long. And then as the water warms up, they get a little more aggressive, and they're able to chase down the bait more aggressively.
Do you like this, baby?
And under so you never know where you're going to see. There's no lines kind of binding these animals from staying here. Everything's free to go as they please. We're in the open ocean. And we have been seeing a few yellowtail kind of as we make our crossing and things like that, as well as shortfin barracuda and bonito, which is the small tuna. And those migrate every year in from down south and go back down when the water gets cold.
Having fun, Victoria? I'll throw more fishing for you guys one last time.
Want to go out the side?
Oh, here's the orange ones. Garibaldi.
Oh yeah, I see them. Two of them.
Like,
Did it jump up? Like the one we saw?
And over on the right side of the boat, you'll see a little rock sticking out of the water. It's known as Ring Rock. It's kind of the old school boundary line of Lovers Cove, so it's all good to go fishing just outside of that. So a fairly small preserve. Past there you'll see Pebbly Beach. It's kind of the industrial side of Avalon. It's pretty much how Catalina runs as an island. There's a little boat ramp there on the beach. And that's pretty much how we get all of our goods here on the island. A barge ship by the name of Catalina Provider will be able to access in high tide, which it is right now. And there's times where the winter tide's doing weird stuff, and we just won't get groceries for bonds. We'll just be out of eggs for a couple of days or whatever. And that's just part of the island. There's also a helicopter landing pad over there, as well as one little restaurant called the Buffalo Nickel. It's got a cool little taxidermy bison inside of it.
some kayaker.
Yeah.
Alright, and over on the right side of our boat, you'll see our most iconic building structure, our casino building. Casino actually means meeting place or gathering place. It's an Italian word. And our casino building is a movie theater on the first floor. Second floor is a ballroom for private events. And recently been converted into a roller skating rink. So now you can skate on the ballroom floor, cool view of the harbor. And then to the right of that you got Hamilton Cove, which is basically a gated community for condominiums and about 10 or 15 private homes. So it looks real pretty from the water at night, almost like Italy or Greece. And then on the left of the casino, on that hill there, you'll see the Chimes Bell Tower. Currently has a 100 sign on it. That's for its 100-year anniversary. We'll actually play a quarter of its song every 15 minutes. And once it reaches the full hour, it'll play the full song. I believe it starts from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. It'd be horrible if it played all night. And then down below, that blue and white building, that is our yacht club. To the left of that, the green and white building, that is our tuna sport fishing club. Alright, thank you guys very much for coming out. Hope you saw a ton of fish. And as I get back to the dock, I'm going to have to ask you guys to remain seated. We'll be doing a spin with the boat, and I'm going to be tying up the boat. We got a lot of swell and stuff like that, so please remain seated, and I'll give you the green light once it's safe to disembark. And we hope you have a great trip here in Catalina. Thank you very much for visiting, and thanks for listening.
Y'all had a good time, right? Awesome. Well, we're going to go to horseback riding, and that's going to be, what, at 4 p.m., I believe it is, so that's going to be fun.